With this, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker for today. We have had him, we've requested his presence specifically because of the experience he brings to the table and continuing how the rest of the meeting has been. Do not go by his age when he's going to drag you all the way to the floor virtually to conduct the table topics. Over to Toastmaster GM Subramanyam.
Thank you, Toastmaster Adrina. Good morning to everybody. Am I first audible or am I first visible to all of you?
Yes.
Okay. At the outset, I want to thank Toastmaster Adrina for having given me this opportunity to conduct this educational session. I consider it to be a privilege for me. And I am also thankful to Andheri Toastmasters and the other Toastmasters of Women's Club, Spirit of Women's Club Toastmasters. Having said that, first of all, I want to congratulate your club. I haven't seen any other club which has done such a wonderful job in conducting the session at a clockwork precision, but exactly on the time. Congratulations to you. It's a good learning from me. And even though we started a little bit late, you finished on time, and the Toastmaster of the day and all the role players did the job absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. Having said that, I was told that don't go by his age. I just want to declare my age. I'm 63, but I consider 60 to be the youth of old age and 30 to be the old age of youth. So don't go by the age. You will see the fundamental difference today. We have some stalwarts, we have some youngsters. So let us see who looks old, who speaks old. Okay. Having said that, I want to establish my credentials first as to why I should be the keynote speaker. Let me confess, I'm not a guru. I'm just an ordinary Toastmaster like all of you. I joined Toastmasters 7 years ago. I was working in TCS just to get some peace of mind from the managerial job which I was performing. I joined Toastmasters, but I hardly attended any sessions. During the last 5 years of my service, I got some time and attended the sessions. I didn't understand anything for the first 2-3 years. I was a total misfit. But I retired in 2017. Till 2017, I was considered a no-go. In 2018, I won the district championship in table topics. That is because I had retired and a lot of time I studied how the Toastmaster sessions are conducted. I studied how the contests are conducted. I did my own PhD in that. I will share the structured approach which I followed it. That is the only learning which I'm going to share with you. Having said that, I understand I'm given 1 hour's time. I have divided the session into 2 parts. The first part will be for 15 minutes, a theoretical overview. Theoretical overview, I don't have any PowerPoint presentation. I'll be just having an interactive session with all of you. I request all the Toastmasters to switch on the microphone, make sure that there's no background noise, okay? If a toddler or if a child comes in, that's perfectly okay. And then the second part will be the actual table topics round. As Adrina said, see, I'm an educator, I'm a teacher by profession, I'm an SAP trainer. And I want each one of you to improve at least little in Toastmasters. Some of you are new to Toastmasters, some of you are veterans like DTM Abraham. So I have prepared the subjects accordingly to your caliber. When I say caliber, means your length of experience in Toastmasters. If you are new to Toastmasters, say only 3 to 4 months, I'll give you a very simple subject. The idea is to make you speak on the fly. And if you're a veteran, I'll give you a slightly an advanced subject, which is normally given in your contest. Is that expectations good enough for you?
Absolutely.
I'm not getting any feedback. I would request you to. Okay,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes,
I could hear you.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay. Now, having said that, I just want to ask you, anybody can answer this question. What is your understanding of table topics? What does it mean to you? How do you define it?
Oh, sir, I would like to answer. According to me, table topic is the on the spot creativity by a speaker, so that it can help to improve the
Absolutely.
thinking on the spot.
Very good. Very good. Any other viewpoint?
It is an impromptu speech.
Excellent.
Impromptu speech, sir.
Excellent, sir. But in what way is it different from today's tiebreakers? No, sorry, you had some icebreakers.
Icebreakers, sir.
In what way it is different from icebreaker speech?
Sir, in icebreaker speech, you have to tell your student you should be well prepared. In as far as in impromptu speech, you must excel. See, it's a most challenging task for a speaker
Yeah,
to deliver this, sir.
yes, you are absolutely right, Nikhil. But do you all agree that both a normal prepared speech and a table topic speech, both are speeches? Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes.
The moment you say table topics is a
Yeah.
speech, remember it must have three S. The first S is specific point, specific purpose. What are you talking about? Once you're given a subject, what is your take on the subject? What is your opinion? You have to establish the specific purpose very clearly. To give you an example, honesty is the best policy. If the topic is given to you, you can either agree or disagree. That is your principal stand, right? So you must take a clear stand. So that is a specific purpose. The second S is it must have a structure. The way a normal speech has got a structure, must have three clear parts: the opening, the body, and the conclusion. Right? The function of an opening is to grab the attention of the audience, or something dramatic, something curious. The audience should know why they should listen to your speech. That is a function of an opening. A function of a closing is to summarize a speech, again establish a specific point so that the audience will remember forever. And the body must have the third S, is what I call as the supporting material. Right? The first S is specific purpose. The second S is structure. Third is supporting materials. When I say specific material, it can be story. It can be a story from your own life. It could be a story from your childhood, a story from your adolescence, a corporate story, or a story of a celebrity. Okay, you can talk about your favorite Bollywood hero. You can talk about Shah Rukh Khan, or you can talk about a cricketer like Sachin Tendulkar. But it must gel with the subject. Understood? It is just like proving a mathematical formula, A plus B is equal to C. Okay, I want to prove that A plus B is equal to C. So what is the supporting material I have? I must give some examples. That is what I call supporting materials. It can be statistics also. It can be references also. Is that clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Any questions you want to ask me at this point? And any anomaly or any?
Sir, can I say something? You first said specific purpose, agree or disagree. Honesty is the best policy example. It must have three clear parts: opening, grab attention of the body, grab attention of the audience, body, and conclusion. And the last is specific material. Am I right?
Yes, last is supporting material.
Okay.
It's supporting materials can be stories from your own life, stories of a celebrity, okay, stories of anybody with whom the audience can connect. Understand that. Suppose you're in Andheri and you're addressing the audience in Andheri. If you tell a story which has happened in Vietnam, nobody will understand it. Got it? It may be relevant, but it should connect with the audience. Now, if I tell the story of Shah Rukh Khan in Uganda, nobody is going to appreciate it. Got it? So that story should be relevant to the audience. Understood? Any questions now?
Sir, I had a doubt.
Yes.
If we don't know anything about the topic, then how should we go?
I will come to that point little later. Just give me some second. Okay, just come to that. I'll answer that question. It's a very good question.
Okay.
So having said the essentials, do you think it is really possible to prepare for a table topics in advance?
No, sir.
No. Then why are we conducting the session
I
today?
think we can to some extent.
We can, yeah, we can.
If we are used to giving speeches in table topics, then we can our thinking capability will obviously increase.
Yes. Okay, now just come again to the first question I asked you. What is the difference between normal speech and a table topic speech? In a normal speech, you know the subject in advance. So that is why you're able to prepare in advance. In a table topic speech, you don't know the subject. So that is why you think you can't prepare for it, right? But I told you one S. The one is called the supporting material. you can always have the supporting materials ready in advance, even though you don't know the subject. How? Let me tell you. In 2017, I attended all the tabletop, all the clubs in Mumbai in the normal sessions, and I found out the subject given is relevant, is always related to a particular theme of the day. For instance, if it is a teacher's day, the tabletop is almost on the teachers, something about education. Today is Valentine's Day. If a normal tabletop would have been conducted, the theme would have been on Valentine's Day. If it is a Republic Day, the theme would have been on republics, regarding independence. You got me? So the themes in a normal club session can be predicted in advance to a certain degree. In a contest, what happens in a contest? And any of you have attended the table tennis contest in the last 1 year? Anyone has attended?
Yes.
May I know who is speaking?
Yes, sir. This is Purnima.
Yes, Purnima. Can you just tell me the topic which is given in the table topics contest? Do you remember?
Yeah, I do remember. So one topic was Hope Springs Eternal.
Absolutely. I was in this particular session. Anything else?
Need to think. It was related to hope or something.
Yes. Okay.
About self, like believing in yourself. So the
Very good.
topics were related to these
Yes.
things.
There are
Yes.
also, may I please share? There's also the possibility of having quotes. So very often there were quotes like, "Be the change you want to see in the world."
Correct. Correct.
Yes.
That was one topic.
Absolutely.
Right.
Was there any contest where you are asked to speak on radioactivity, gravitational physics, chemotherapy, farmers' agitation?
No.
There was no
No.
such topic, right?
No, sir.
All the topics, I know what I cracked the syllabus. The syllabus is about daily human virtues. Virtues like honesty, hope, success, failure, love, affection, learning. That's it. Something we all connect on a daily basis. Nobody will ask you about the GDP of India. Nobody will ask you about the economics of a different country. So it is not going to be a technical topic. It's going to be a topic which we all understand. We might be chartered accountants, we might be engineers, but we experience those human virtues on a day-to-day basis, right? So understand that in a contest, I'm telling you 90 to 95% of the contests will have these subjects. The subject might vary, it doesn't matter. Honesty is the best policy. That was one of the topic given in a table topics contest, right? In a very rare occasion, you might find a topic which does not fit into this category. To give you an example, last week in Thane, the Godbandha Toastmaster Club conducted a contest, okay? And the topic given to them was, name 3 suggestions for our Prime Minister regarding Atmanirbhar program. So that topic doesn't fit into this category. But if you closely study it, it is something connected with the current events. Okay, so 90 to 95% of the topics will be related to human virtues. A rare occasion, normally a table topic is given by a contest chair or the chief judge. They might have seen that this Subbu has conducted sessions everywhere, and he has been telling that the topics will come up from the human virtues. So they might slightly digress from the normal norm, and they might give a different topic. But even if it is slightly different, it doesn't matter, because some of the tips which I'm going to share today is applicable for any topic. Understood? Any questions? Now, I would request the timer to show me the red card as soon as I reach 15 minutes. Okay. Now, how do you prepare the supporting materials in advance? In 2017, I prepared this folder. Is it visible to all of you? It has got some pages, right? I wrote stories about my own life. See, today there is a story on life icebreaker, right? Toastmaster Nikhil Shah shared his story. Similarly, Toastmaster Pragya shared her story as to why she was not interested in studying what her parents wanted to do. So that is a life story. Similarly, I had incidents in my life. I was studying a vernacular medium till 3rd standard. I didn't know how to speak English. So when I shifted from a vernacular medium to English medium school, I was ridiculed for 1 year. I was declared a failure in the terminal exams. I failed in all the subjects except in my vernacular language, Tamil. But my mother, she spent her efforts daily. She taught me. She broke me, she pinched me, she punched me, she did everything. But in the final examination, I came in the top 5. So that is why I said I had a lot of life stories which I have recorded. When I recorded means just 1 or 2 liners is enough for you. You go anywhere, you will never forget your life story. Am I clear on that? So record your life stories. It could be a small incident, but you have to write down the takeaway from that. I had one boss who was always bullying me. I'm a straightforward person, I go by principles. I'm not afraid of personalities. She always bullied me. She forced me to tell a lie to your client. I was working in IT industry. I declined it. I was punished for that. I was humiliated. For 1 month, I was humiliated. But then a day came, the retribution came. The client appreciated me. And from that day onwards, my reputation never came down. So I had such stories, I just written it down. And I knew where to use it. Similarly, you can have advanced materials like celebrities. For instance, my favorite hero in Bollywood is not Shah Rukh Khan, not even Amitabh Bachchan. There was somebody called Rajkumar in those days, in 1960s. He was a character that he can even overshadow the main hero in the film. Be it Sunil Dutt, be it Dharmendra, be it anybody. He has got the knack of delivering dialogues in a particular fashion. So he was my hero in the real sense. Similarly, write those stories whom you think you like them. It could be a Bollywood hero, it could be a cricketer, it could be a hockey player, or it could be even international statesmen. I like Winston Churchill very much. I like Jawaharlal Nehru. I have learned the speeches. So I just noted on all these points. And I classified them. When I say classified them, suppose if the subject is related to innovation, you can always give examples of Steve Jobs. If the subject is related to practice, you can always give an example of Michael Jordan. If the subject is related to love, affection, Mother Teresa, you got me? So I had some typical stories prepared in advance and I classified them. When you go to the stage in a table topics contest or even in normal session, what happens is, your mind goes blank. Your brain doesn't come to your rescue. That is because the brain has not experienced such situations. The principle of fight or flight comes into play. You have to tell your brain, keep some ready-made material. Is there anybody from IT industry here? Anybody?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you understand what is my cache memory? Do you know what it is? Do you understand?
Yeah. So it's basically storing something
Yes.
in you.
Yeah. Basically storing in such a way that you're able to retrieve it at any point of time, right?
Correct.
So when you're at the stage, you hardly got enough time. The speech is for 1 to 2 minutes. After hearing the subject, within the first 5 seconds, you should retrieve from your brain. So keep some ready-made stuff in your brain. When I say ready-made stuff, means something related to your personal story, something related to stories of celebrities, and try to think which story will fit into the subject given to you. Today, I will demonstrate in a practical session how that can be done. So that is how you prepare in advance. Timer, how much time still I have? You have to show me the red flag. I don't see any flag on the screen. Am I overshooting? Am I on time?
You are on time, sir. The 15 minutes are up exactly right now.
Exactly. Okay, I'll just wind up by one more suggestion. When the day comes for the actual contest, right? Be calm before going to the stage. What I used to do is I control my nerves. Remember, everybody will get butterflies. That is inescapable. You may be a fresher, you may be a veteran, you may be a DGM, you may be a prime minister of the country, you will get butterflies. But how you control those butterflies is important. Let me share my experience. I used to recite Sanskrit slogas in my mind so that I'm not cluttered by anything else. Just focus. You can sing your favorite Bollywood tune in your mind. That is enough. Something to keep occupied and focused. Do not bother about what others say, and do not be bothered about the other speakers. Number one. And the last fundamental tip which I want to tell you is, when the contest chair announces the subject, or in a normal club, when the Toastmaster announces the subject, be 200% attentive. I repeat, 200% attentive. You have to catch the subject line absolutely clear. There have been occasions I have witnessed, even a division contest. A veteran Toastmaster, he spoke very well. He had all these three elements, the three S which I told you. But he spoke on a subject which was not given to him. That is because he did not listen properly. So that is absolutely essential that you listen with 200%. What happens is the audience claps once a speaker finishes a speech. And then the contest chair, before the applause gets died down, he announces the subject. And people are not able to catch it. So be absolutely attentive. And the last but not the least, never ever offend any section of the audience. Treat all the members of the audience as their own Toastmasters. Never offend any of them, be it women, be it young generation. For instance, I listened in one of the table topic speech, someone said casually, women are just like that. No, you can't say that. You may have that opinion, it may be a right opinion, but since you're addressing an audience which consists of women, you should never say that. Similarly, don't make generalized statements like, this generation is like that, they don't listen to the parents. No, because you're offending some section of the audience. You can take liberty in expressing opinions, but do not degrade or pass unnecessary statements. So that's what I call it. Do not offend any section of the audience. If you want to share jokes, if you want to be humorous, make sure that, again, you do not offend anyone. You can pass jokes or you can pass humorous quotes on yourself, your family. You cannot pass a crack joke on the previous speaker. Are there any questions? Now, with this, I will close it. Are there any questions on the theoretical session? No? Yes or no? I'm not able to get any feedback.
No questions.
No questions, sir.
No questions. So shall we?
Only one sentence. Excellent, excellent, and excellent.
Oh, that's not a question. That's a compliment, sir. Thank you so much, Anna.
Sir, I would like to ask a question.
Yes.
How long can you take after you get the topic to start speaking?
Yes, that's a very good question. See, there is no hard and fast rule. My personal suggestion is 5 to 10 seconds. See, the speech is only for 1 minute. So you cannot take a pause for 30 seconds. Got it? If it is speech of 1 to 2 minutes, a normal time 5 to 10 seconds is okay.
Okay.
So one question from my side. I observe, especially in me, that even though I have a subject matter, because of fears that I have inside me, I may not able to deliver that in a proper sense. So how can we get rid of those?
I'll tell you one thing. Once you have reached the stage, means you have overcome 50% of the fear. You are standing in front of an audience, that itself is a big achievement. Okay. Whatever you want to say, be faithful to yourself. Maximum worst scenario is you may be a loser, but nobody is going to scold you. Nobody is going to humiliate you. Even if you go to the stage and if you say just Toastmasters of the day and you go blank, people will clap you. Understand that no one is going to let you down. So say absolutely with confidence. Make sure that you do not offend anyone. That is the early care you should need to take it. Otherwise, you can make any statements.
Sure, I'll do that. Thank you.
I have a question as well, just Master.
Can you tell me your name?
Adriana.
Yes, Adriana. Yes.
So I wanted to know, to what extent should a table topic speaker involve interaction or engagement with the audience?
Yes.
I remember in one of, just a background, in one of my table topic speeches, it was about perception or something, I believe, and I drew an abstract to just get people to talk and show as to how people perceive things differently. But that consumes certain amount of time in the 1 to 2 minutes. So
yes.
To what extent would that be recommended?
So I'll tell you one thing. If you engage with the audience, that is a plus point. That is a differentiating factor. Now, I know it is a short speech. You can ask some simple question. Do you agree with me? Raise your hand. That is enough. You don't have to wait for your oral response. Some verbal communication is not necessary. Okay, so since there is going to be a virtual contest these days, you can just say, just post your comments in the chat box or raise your hand. If it is a physical meeting, do you agree with me? Just raise your hand. Those of you who don't agree with me, just show me two hands like this. Finish. It can be very short, but it can be very crisp also. If you wait for oral answers, you will lose the time. But it is a fundamental principle that if you ask a question, you must pause for some time for the audience to respond. Otherwise, there's no point in asking the question. Got it?
Got it. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Sir, I had a question.
Okay, now my one request to you. So I don't mind overshooting the time of 15 minutes. But then what will happen is we will be overshooting your dead end of 1 o'clock, right? We are supposed to finish at 1 o'clock. So you should be able to extend your time. If that is okay for me, I have absolutely no problem. I'm available for 24 hours a day, right? So you can ask any number of questions. I'll definitely answer it. But let us not cut the time from the practical session. Is that fine?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you can ask the question now. Yes, please.
Sir, you told about that recently you went to a competition and there was a topic of Atmanirbhar. So, sir, how audience cope up with that? Like, we don't know about that. So, how audience cope up without? So, can you tell the experience for the same?
See, most of the people in Toastmaster meetings, they're all well educated.
Yeah.
Okay, do not underestimate them. They're engineers, chartered accountants, artists, designers. Okay, everybody would know about this program. Okay, their perception might be different. Okay, you are entitled to give your own opinion. They may like it, they may dislike it. It doesn't matter to you. If this question is given to me, I will say, if the top 3 priorities, I will say digitization of entire India, education of rural India, free medical aid. That is enough. Give some 2-3 examples which you think are right. Okay, no one is going to validate that. It's not an economic debate. It's just how you are expressing your viewpoint. Whether they accept it, reject it, it's not our lookout.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Got it? Okay.
Yeah.
So shall we go to the practical part of it now?
Yes.
Okay. And now you had to help me with your speakers because I don't know the background of each speaker. I know quite some of them. What you can do is one of you be the host. Okay. You introduce the speaker's name and you also tell me the length of his experience in Toastmasters, because I have some subjects, I have prepared some subjects. Depending upon the caliber and the background of the speaker, I will give the subject. If it's completely new to Toastmaster, it will be a very easy subject. But if it is a veteran, say having crossed 1 year, it will be slightly advanced subject.
Sure. We have our VP Education Toastmaster Sanchit. So every time a speaker is called upon, he will give you a brief background about their current level.
Yeah, just one-liner is enough. You don't have to give me a brief background. Just a one-liner, length of experience in Toastmasters. Okay. Yes, Toastmaster Sanchit, you can call the first speaker now if you're ready. And put the speaker on the spotlight and show the timer's card also. Who will be the timer will be showing the card, right?
Yes, she will. Toastmaster Fariha.
Yes, I'll be showing the time.
It will be 1 to 2 minutes.
Yeah, would that be visible on the screen?
Yes, she'll be sharing her screen. You may share a screen and keep it ready right now, Fariha. And Toastmaster Sanchit, please initiate with the first speaker.
Sure. Is there anyone who wishes to volunteer, or should we start with? Okay, Shubham. So Shubham has been a member since July last year.
1 year, right?
Yeah.
1 year.
8
Okay.
months.
Okay. Toastmaster Shubham, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, sir.
Okay. Toastmaster Shubham, lenity is free. Lenity is free. Toastmaster Shubham.
Lenity is free. According to me, I would like to ask audience, what do you mean by lenity? Yes, lenity means being mild or gentle. Yes, according to in this 21st century, being gentle is one of the best quality a person could have. We should be gentle in all areas of our life, in professional or in our personal life, because if we are gentle and if we are down to earth, then only our personality can attract the other person. Let me take an example of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He was one of the inspiration for all of us. He was so gentle and down to earth that he encourages our youth and moreover the other of people from out our nation. So I would also like to take my example. I am like an introvert before Toastmasters, but after my Toastmaster journey, it was like an ambivert depending upon the situation I am incorporating. So if the company and vibes we match with other person, then I will be able to match with the other person. Otherwise, I take lot of time. So most of the people say that your lenity behavior is towards us. So at last, I would like to conclude that if you have this kind of behavior, then definitely you will succeed in life. Then nothing can stop you to climb the stairs of success. Thank you.
Very good, Toastmaster Shubham. Now I want to ask the section audience, how did you like his speech? Anyone?
It was good. He covered a lot, many points. He tried to be to the structure that was
Okay.
discussed.
Okay.
However, as a feedback, since we adopt the CRC, I'm going to
Okay.
go ahead and
Okay.
state that
Yes.
he could have given a little bit of time for answering the question. Also, considering the difficulty of the word, people may not necessarily know its meaning unless it's like in an actual setup when
And I understood.
it wouldn't be there. So it could be a bit difficult
Yes,
then.
yes. Okay. See,
I also wanted to just say one thing, that I don't know whether this was done on purpose, but the way Shubham said, Toastmaster Shubham said that, so guys, what do you understand by the word lenity? I don't know whether he did it on purpose, but I thought that was a very smart play. So if I didn't know the meaning of a word, I think that's what I would
yes,
do.
yes, yes. See, the actual subject which I written was kindness is free. But because the grammarian entered the word lenity in the morning, so I said, let me just substitute it. Okay. Okay. Now he spoke well, but if you notice, he concluded his speech in just 1 minute. Okay. He had extra time. He couldn't have used it. And I told you one of the three fundamentals which are required is the supporting material. He just gave an example of quoted the reference of APJ Abdul Kalam. He could have elaborated more details, given specific instance where APJ Abdul Kalam was kind enough, where this quality was displayed. Or he could have given his own life example. Otherwise, he spoke on the subject, but he didn't establish his point. You got me? In the table topics, you have to just give an example. You can just give an example of a grandfather. Okay, that despite your mischief and despite the shouting of your parents, your grandfather listened to you, he helped you in your education, he took you to the nearest shop, he bought whatever you wanted it, okay, without any quid pro quo. That is kindness. Just give day-to-day examples. Do not have to search something else. Am I able to stress on that point?
Yes.
Shall we proceed to the next speaker?
Toastmaster Purnima, would there be someone from Spirits of Women's Club?
Yeah, I think Saurabh Tiwari has raised his hand. So, Purnima.
There are also a couple of people who are writing on chat. So maybe we can check that.
Yes, yes. See, I would request you to, after a couple of speakers from a club, give chance to other speakers from other clubs also. So you will understand the difference, how this various speakers speak on the same subject. Yes. Who is the next speaker?
Saurabh Tiwari from Spirit of Women Toastmasters Club.
Saurabh Tiwari. And how
he's
long?
a charter member, so his expertise is pretty new.
Where is Saurabh Tiwari? Yes, Saurabh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How long you have been in Toastmasters?
So it's been 3 years.
Absolutely. So you are a veteran, right? Okay. Okay.
Kind of.
Toastmaster Saurabh Tiwari. Doubt is the key to knowledge. Doubt is the key to knowledge. Toastmaster Saurabh Tiwari.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master, for giving me this wonderful topic. Doubt is the key to knowledge. Long back, when I completed my schoolings and graduation and I started working, very soon I got a opportunity to apply for a new role through IGP, and I was given up a chance to become the quality and compliance manager for the same team I was working as a team member. And that is the phase where a lot of doubt started coming to my mind. There are times when the level of doubt and confusion was so high that I started questioning myself whether I did right by applying for that IGP and moving into this new role, or was it a mistake? But now, because I have taken a chance, I decided to move ahead and to find the reasons or the solutions or the clarity for every single or smallest doubt and questions that I had in my heart. Days passed, weeks passed, months passed, years passed, and today, if I don't have all the knowledge, I must say I have a lot of knowledge. And the one reason why I believe I have done a right thing is for every single doubt, I did not take a step back. Rather, I decided to explore as much as I can. And I tried to bring new knowledge and new ideas to my mind that has made me a new Saurabh Tiwari than what I used to be. And that is how I believe I have grown in life and I'm still growing. And the one reason I'm constantly growing is I believe doubt is the key of knowledge. For every doubt, all the work that I do gives me an opportunity to bring more knowledge and wisdom to myself. Thank you so much. Over
Very
to you,
good.
Topic
Very
Master.
good. Good, good, good. Toastmasters Saurabh, you really spoke well, So it is, you have completed 3 years in Toastmasters. So that is visible in your speech. My suggestion is, in the opening, you said, thank you for having given me this subject, right?
Okay.
My personal suggestion is, we can avoid such statements, because what the judges would think, that you are trying to gain time.
Okay.
Don't say, okay, thanks for, I mean, it is my personal suggestion. The other veteran Toastmasters might have a different opinion.
Yeah.
Straight away, go, just greet the audience. You can say to my friends, my dear friends, my dear Toastmasters, straight away go into the topic. You
Okay.
can give some powerful example. As I told you, the opening must attract the attention of the audience, right?
Sure.
Now,
Mhm.
how do you attract it? I'll give an example. If the same subject is given to me, what I'll say, one day a man was lying at the garden.
Mhm.
An apple fell from a tree on him. He
Okay.
wondered why the apple fell from top to bottom and why
Good.
it did not go from bottom to top.
Awesome.
That was the doubt. And that doubt led him to discovery the theory of relativity, Sir Isaac
Mhm.
Newton. That should be the opening. See, you understood the difference?
Correct.
You say, so when your opening was good, okay, but
Yeah.
if you want to be good enough, if you want to make a more polished opening, say
Mhm.
something which grabs the attention. The audience wants to listen to you. So that is the function of your opening.
Sure. Sure.
Very good. Okay.
Thank you.
I hope I'm able to establish those points which I told in the theoretical session.
Yeah, it's
Is it coming out? Okay. Very good. So
Thank you. Thank you so much.
can we proceed? Otherwise, you spoke very well. Absolutely very well. Yes.
Thank you. Even I have heard you during the Eloquence 2018. So I'm from Hyderabad and you were here. And at that time, I used to be a 2 months old Toastmaster, and trust me, your
So you
table topic
attended the
was-
district 2018, right?
Yes, that
Yeah,
was the first time.
yeah. Do you remember the subject given to me then?
I do not remember exactly, but I remember one thing. It was something about technology, and you
No.
talked very beautiful about how to use it
Yes.
effectively
See,
in this
the subject
generation.
given to me was, the table topic given to me was, are you stupid?
Okay.
So see, I was the number 8, right?
Okay.
What I came to know from other section of the audience is, most of the people said yes or no. I am stupid. I'm not stupid. Blah blah blah, etc.
Mm-hmm.
My first statement was, It is a famous quote given by Lebanese economist. We live in era of smartphones and stupid people.
Okay.
Technology, I touched it because how smartphones have turned people into stupid. Okay. These days, you see on the roads, people driving the cars, holding the mobile phone, texting, or even talking to someone.
True.
It's a height of absurdity. Similarly, people spend 3 to 4 hours in WhatsApp every day for doing nothing. Just forwarding irrelevant forwards. Height of stupidity. When I was in TCS, I don't want to name the company. I was working in Ahmedabad, and I got a mail saying that there is no water supply in the second floor toilet in Kensington Pavoy. Why should I get the mail if I'm in Ahmedabad, if there's no water supply in a toilet in Kensington? That is because technology has made people stupid. You send irrelevant mails to people who don't even want it. So that is how I've changed the subject. You got my point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So who is the next speaker?
We can have Toastmaster Anusha Gupta from Andheri Auditors.
Very good, Anusha Gupta.
And she's been a member since 7-8 months.
7-8 months. So I will consider as an advanced Toastmaster because she has already spent 7-8 months. She would have witnessed, right? Toastmaster Anusha. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Toastmaster Anusha.
What is knowledge? So, in today's world, we are in the era to have so much of information around us. We can say it as raw information. Whether we are internet, we are surrounded by people, we get so many load information that this has made us so much confused that what is right or what is wrong. Now, information, but we can see that, like, if I search on something on net, we go exploring, and we forgot that where did we start, right? So it is very important to filter and focus to find out what is more important, because without information we cannot make any decisions. So I thought, when I was doing when in 2015 when I was working, I thought I was working, it was becoming very monotonous. So I decided to quit my job and start something. Like, I thought to quit my job and start doing MBA. But at that time, I was so confused that I started looks on internet, and I talked to many people and everything, which made me more confused instead. So I with the information I have, I thought to take I thought to take some decisions and move forward, and then okay. So that's it. Over to you.
Okay, good. Okay, that's a very good attempt indeed. Very good attempt indeed. What you could have done, say this is a well-known statement. Okay, in these days we live in an era of digitization. Okay, now a lot of frauds takes place online. Okay, you are not supposed to give your ATM number. You are not supposed to give your OTP. These are all fundamental knowledge. Okay, so you can even stress on smaller points and establish the point. The knowledge is power. Otherwise, you'll be taken for a ride. You got my point? If you don't get a good story to establish your subject, just give some series of anecdotes. That is enough. Any questions? Are you able to get me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
you spoke, but you were going around the subject, but you were not able to pinpoint that particular knowledge which has helped you.
Yes,
you need to be specific. Or you say, I am very good in shopping. I know in which mall, in which shop I get things at a cheaper price. That is a knowledge. Right? Anything which you have your grasp of the information, which helps you. So that is knowledge.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay. So
Thank you.
who is the next speaker?
We can call upon
May I take?
Toastmaster. Can we first call the Toastmaster from Spirit of Women's Club? Then we can come to you, Srinivas. Is that fine?
Fine, fine.
Okay. Is Toastmaster Saleha there?
Yeah. Sorry, I could not start my video. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Purnima, maybe you can tell us how long Toastmaster Saleha has been a member.
Right. So, Spirit of Women Toastmaster Club had its very first charter meeting yesterday only, actually. But we have had pre-charter meetings, so I would say that leaving 2-3 members, which I will call out in case they come to speak. I think the level of expertise that we would expect is maybe just around a month.
Okay.
Because yeah.
Okay.
So fairly new.
So I will give you a very simple subject. Okay. Her name is Toastmaster
Saleha.
Salia. Okay. Toastmaster Salia, your first impression about Toastmasters. Your first impression about Toastmasters.
Okay. Let me tell you first how I came about the Toastmaster. I have recently joined the corporate world. So what happened later on when I started talking to someone, I realized that something lacking inside me. I have to improve something. Later on, some of them suggested me to continue books. I started to buy books. Then I noticed that the knowledge books which I am buying now, it is not giving me proper interest. So what I thought is, let us go to first novels. Then once I have had a habit of learning reading books, then I can go at knowledgeable books, then I can transfer that thing to knowledgeable books. One book I bought, the magic of thinking book, the magic of thinking big. That book has something written about Toastmaster. I was like astonished. If book specifying about Toastmaster, then there must be something that I can get it from there. Then later on, I have joined it. I have seen. I have joined the meeting as a guest. Then I started to acknowledge that even though you face failures, then there is no problem. If you don't try it, and if you blame destiny, that will be a problem for you.
Okay.
So that's the reason I have started it. And the best thing is I have joined the Spirit of Toastmaster Club. That was an amazing club. Every member of that club is supporting. And since then, I am not leaving any chance to attend any meeting. Unfortunately, if I could not, I'm asking a pinpoint to my fellow Toastmasters so that I can get a glimpse of it. Over to you. Thank you. Over to you.
Very good, Toastmaster Salia. You spoke really well, given your length of experience. My only advice to you is, see, the subject given to you was your first impression about Toastmasters, right? Now, only after the green card came, you said the Toastmasters are amazing, they're supportive, right? Till the green card came, you explained why you joined Toastmasters. That was not the subject. See, what should have done is, my first impression of Toastmasters is they're an amazing set of people. They clap for nothing. Okay, sometimes they are very good people for networking, etc., etc. That is absolutely okay. In the first part, you could have just condensed it maybe in 1 or 2 lines as to what led you to join Toastmasters, right? You spoke at length about the reason of joining Toastmasters. That is valid if the subject given to you is why you joined Toastmasters. Now the subject given to you is your impression about Toastmasters, which you just spoke after the green card came. You can just elaborate that point. Is that helpful to you?
Yeah. Thank you. It is really very helpful.
Yeah, and what you can do as a supporting story, just give the name of your mentor. You say, Mr. X was my mentor. He made me comfortable. I haven't seen such experience anywhere else. That is enough.
Right.
You got me? So that is what I call these supporting materials. Otherwise, what happens, it's more of a rambling. You just go on, talk about Toastmasters. Give specific examples. That is enough. Very good. Okay. I wish you all the best. You are definitely will become a good speaker.
Thank you.
So, who will be the next speaker?
Toastmaster Srinivas was interested, so maybe he can go next.
Toastmaster Srinivas. Okay.
He's been a member since 2019, so you can
Oh,
consider him a member.
2019 isn't right. It's too long, right? It's 2 years. Okay. Toastmaster Srinivas. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Toastmaster Srinivas.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters of Andheri, my dear guests. Simplicity. Silence speaks a lot, many a times, and simplicity is a better ornament what a humble human being can wear. Simplicity, ostentatious is always a tool to attract people's attention and enviness. So I saw many simple people. Take the case of Infosys chairman Narayana Murthy sir and many other people. That though they grew up so much, but they always behave simple. They are always simple. We always adore them. Look, take the example of our uh, uh, previous president, Abdul Kalam sir. How simple he is, and he is down to earth. He has helped many kids how to create their life, how to he has motivated many kids to uh, create their future. And not only that, there are so many simple people who are more motivating, who are always inspirational. And we have seen so many ostentatious, the opposite of simplicity, very ostentatious and flamboyant lifestyle they have, like uh, Kingfisher Malaya and other people who have actually led the life in different way, but lastly they went into trouble. So there are many lessons we actually learn from the life, seeing others. Simplicity is always the best way to adorn. It is the best ornament to wear. This is what I feel about it. Thank you. Over to you.
Very good, Toastmaster Srinivas. And I think that was a very good attempt. I liked your speech. Okay. It had all the basics, What my only humble request is give one specific example and try to elaborate it. Okay. You gave an example of Narayan Murthy. Just give an example how simple he was when he was working in Patni Computers and how Infosys started. Okay. I mean, something like that. Or you gave an example of Abdul Kalam. You touched upon 2, 3 examples, Narayan Murthy, Abdul Kalam. And then you also compared with rich people like, I think the last sentence was somebody, right? I forgot. Vijay Mallya, right? Just focus on simplicity of some persons or even give any examples, perfectly valid. Your attempt was really good. And you also ended very nicely by saying simplicity is a very good ornament to wear. See, that is how the closing sentence has to come. See, that is a metaphor, correct? That's absolutely very good. Very good, Toastmaster Srinivas. Shall we go to next speaker now? Guys, if you got any questions, you can ask me. You can raise the questions in the chat box. Okay. If you want to share any opinion about any speaker, you're always welcome.
Sure.
Okay.
And let's call upon a few guests now. We have a few guests in the room.
Okay.
So, yes, Mayank Agarwal would like to participate, and he's a guest. So.
He's a guest, but is he a Toastmaster? Or
no, he's not a Toastmaster.
He's okay. He's new to Toastmasters, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Okay. Toastmaster Mayank Agarwal. Who is your favorite Bollywood hero? Who is your Bollywood hero? Toastmaster Mayank Agarwal.
Right. So I would like to start this speech with a very special dialogue to me. सर हम सोच रहे थे कि हम कर क्या रहे, हम क्रिकेटर है लेकिन टीसिया काम कर रहे हैं या खड़गपुर स्टेशन में. ये बात नहीं हमको ये काम छोटा लगता है, लेकिन हमें ये समझना है हम यहाँ से आगे कैसे चले. As you would have all guessed, my favorite actor is indeed Sushant Singh Rajput. So I've been following him since he sort of made a breakthrough in Bollywood. Now, why I like him above all the remaining actors is about his personality and how he, how he used to handle himself. If you see most of the social media across all the Bollywood and all the jazz, what you'll notice across all actors and actresses is probably their photo shoots and their promotions. But even if you now go and check Sushant Singh's Instagram profile or any of his, social media handles, what you'll see is probably him exploring his different dreams across astrology. He's made his list of 100 dreams which he wants to fulfill and etc. So that is something which kind of inspires me as well. Now, the one thing which I really loved about him is that once there was a flood or a natural calamity in your East India, right? And there was one comment by a fan where the fan mentioned that I am too poor to contribute, but I would love to donate to those in need. And you know what Sushant Singh did next? He literally made a donation of 1 crore in the name of the person who commented. And then he sent a proof that, hey, I've donated in your name. So those are some small things which kind of makes Sushant Singh different from the rest of the crowd. And I really loved him. And coincidentally, I was working in the film industry a while back, where my manager had asked me who my favorite actor was. And at that time, when I said Sushant Singh Rajput, I was kind of laughed at, ki, hey, who even likes Sushant Singh? But now the you can say the irony is Sushant Singh died, and now they're posting about him being very, very sorry, etc. That's been my time, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mayank. You spoke really well. Okay, given that you're fresher, you not even joined Toastmasters, that is a very good attempt. You spoke about Sushant Singh, excellent. My only suggestion is you spoke in Hindi in the first 2-3 lines, right? You can very well speak in Hindi, but it is better if you can translate it, because there are many people who wouldn't understand Hindi in the audience. Okay, even though we live in a country where Hindi is a must, but you need to respect maybe some guys, maybe even 1 or 2 guys wouldn't understand it. Okay, just quote 1 or 2 dialogues and translate it. That is good enough.
Can I add something?
Yes.
So when I'm considering it was a Hindi dialogue, do I first say it in Hindi and then translate it into English, or do I say it directly in English?
No. First say in Hindi so that people who know Hindi will understand its impact, and then translate in English those people who are not understood it.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now I want to remind the organizers that I think we are nearing 1 o'clock, right? So you need to take a call till what time you want to extend it, okay? Or you tell me how many speakers can be accommodated. It is for you to decide.
We may extend it till 1:15. Toastmaster GMC.
Very good. Thank you so much. So we can have another 4 or 5 speakers, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. And what we can do at the end of the session, we can have a clear 5 minutes for question and answers.
Yeah, sure. We can definitely do that.
Yes. Okay. You can invite the next speaker.
Yeah. Sham Sundar Singh wanted to participate. So Sham Sundar Singh has been a Toastmaster since 2018.
Okay. So he's from 2018, right? So he's a veteran. So we need to give him a little difficult, right? It should not be an easy attempt, okay? Toastmaster Shyam, do what is right and not what is easy. Do what is right and not what is easy.
We often come across situations where doing easy things look to be a favorite choice. But if we really want to grow in life, we have to take those tough calls because they are right. They may not be easy, but they're right. Table topic master and my dear friends. History is replete with several examples where we have come across a lot of great people, great leaders. They all were standing at some juncture where they had to take a call, whether they should opt for an easy option or they opt for an option which appears to be really tough but that was right, and they took that. If we took example of Ramayana, so Lord Rama is perfect example to explain this. He always took the right approach, even if it was tougher. When his father said that you have to go to Vanvas for 14 years, you have to go to exile for 14 years, it was not right. It was not easy, but obeying father's order was the right thing to do, and he moved there. When his wife Sita was kidnapped by Ravan, the easier things were always available, but he resorted to the toughest thing to fight it out and get back his wife. My dear friends, in life we also come across a lot of such situations where easy and the righteousness always try to confuse us. And as a responsible citizen of this country, as a responsible husband, wife, son, or daughter of somebody, we have to take a right stand. Only then this world will be a better place to live. Over to you, sir.
Very good, Toastmaster Sham. Okay, any comments from the other section of the audience? How was his speech?
Saurabh here. So I would say I liked it because of two main reasons. He was very calm, composed, and free flowing. So in one word, the pace was very good.
Okay.
And then he took one specific example and then he related the short speech with that story only. That is Ramayana.
Okay.
So there was clarity in understanding what he's trying to convey.
Okay. 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 Now, what example I would have given, every day in the roads, we see accidents, your driver, I have seen an accident in 2018. Yeah, a car, was going very fast in Godbandha Road. He knocked down a pedestrian. He didn't have the courtesy to take that pedestrian to the nearby hospital. He simply fled away. Trying to fled away from the accident site is very easy. But the right thing to do is to take him to hospital. I would have given that example. See, are you able to understand how to connect it with the subject? Okay, do try to do something related to the normal. He gave some examples from Ramayana. This perfectly understood. But the problem is maybe in many section of audience, they would not understand mythology as we understand. There could be cases people may not be absolutely clear about mythology. That is a perfect example. But give an example which is universal, is more powerful and more immediate impact. That is my suggestion to you. Otherwise, he spoke very well. Okay, I'm sure he will do wonders.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Can we? Yes. Okay, before I go to the next part, I just want to share you one evaluation sheet, which is normally used by the judges in table topics contest. So please understand that speech development has got 30% of the marks. When I say speech development means the opening, body, and close. That is very important. Okay, his close was also very good. He just urged the audience to practice it. Then effectiveness. That is when I say effectiveness means the audience perception. We can look from the look of the audience itself, we can gauge whether the audience is in acceptance of the speech or they're in denial. And then the physical in a virtual conference like this is whether you are clearly visible, is the light adequate? Okay, then voice, is the voice coming out very clearly? It is better to invest in a microphone if you are really competing in a contest. And then appropriateness of the grammar. Okay, then the last is correctness. So remember all these points. But I said the majority of the points is in the structure and the audience reception. Shall we take the next speaker?
Yes. Toastmaster Neetu from Spirit of Women Toastmasters Club wishes to participate.
Okay.
Purnima, you can tell us about her experience in Toastmasters.
Yeah, so same again, new member. So I would say one.
Yeah. Okay. What's the name you said?
Me too.
Me too. Okay. Me too. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Toastmaster Me too. Your favorite holiday destination. Your favorite holiday destination. Toastmaster Me too.
Okay, hi everyone. This is Meetu. So my favorite holiday destination, to be honest, is very tough for me to decide which one was the better one. Because my purpose of going on holidays or a vacation is to actually come out from a normal BAU transaction, because I am working, and with IT industry, you do not have that luxury of working 7 to 8 hours. And we'll end up working for 12 hours, 14 hours a day. And at times, Saturdays, Sundays are also been occupied in lot many business BAU work. So for me, any opportunity that gives me a chance to be going away from a normal BAU, first of all, I consider that an opportunity of an holiday. Second, if we talk about, yes, the recent one that I remember that I enjoyed thoroughly with my family when we went to the entire tour of Himachal. So there were approximately 5 places that we visited on a on a road trip with both of my sons and my husband. We four were there. Unfortunately, because this was a very long trip, and we could actually face some very, very difficult situations during the trip as well. So while we were going to some adventure on the car, up to the hill, and suddenly just a fraction of second, and my husband was driving at that point in time, and the someone came in front of us and said, "Do not turn your steering that side, because otherwise the car will, get into a valley." And it was kind of a very, very shocking moment for all of us, of course. And we were kind of, okay, let's go out from here. And thereafter, wherever we went there in Himachal for any excursion, we made sure that either we use a local conveyance, or we do not take much of our car wherever the height is too steep, and it will be very difficult for us to be controlling the car. So that was a recent one that I remember the most. But I think what I want to say, every opportunity uh, where you can spend time with yourself, with your family, is I consider to be an holiday. It can be at home also. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, Toastmaster Mito, you spoke on the subject very well. Okay. See, as you said, you can talk about any picnic spot. Okay. It need not be Dubai and Singapore. It can be even local Tituala, or it can be Dombivli, anything holiday destination, right? You said you did not go on holiday. The first 2-3 sentences, you did not answer the question properly. And then you came to the Himachal Pradesh. So straight away go to Himachal Pradesh line, the very first line itself. Okay. Don't take a negative stand. Okay. Because, and then at the end, you can just say, I would request my friends to try once visiting Himachal Pradesh, and then you will remember me. That's a powerful statement of ending it. Okay, how do you end it? Okay, or in the opening itself, you can describe the scenes. You can see, when my husband was driving, I saw lush green valley in both sides. Okay, so that evokes interest.
Yep.
Right? That is how you just polish it. Otherwise, you spoke very well. I'm just sharing some extra tips and tricks to polish it. Okay.
Sure. That's
very
really
good.
helpful.
Very
Yeah,
good.
thank
Very
you
good.
so much.
Very good, Mithu. Okay.
Shall we move to the next one?
Yes.
Okay. Toastmaster Nikita, would you like to participate?
Toastmaster
Nikita.
She's also
from Andheri Orators.
Andheri Orators. Okay.
Yeah.
And how long she has been in Toastmasters?
Since July last year.
1 year. 1 year, right? Okay. Okay. Toastmaster Nikita, beauty is only skin deep. Beauty is only skin deep. Toastmaster Nikita.
So the beauty of any person, it lies always inside you. It always determines that how are you divine, how are you defined, what is your nature, and how simple you are.
Absolutely.
Of course, simplicity is the thing that defines your beauty. Sometimes, before that, I'll just have to give you my background. My mom is a beauty. She owns a salon and she runs the beauty parlor. So if you see over there that ladies coming over there, they are more bothered about their skin, their color. They want to get the glow. They want to be fair. How they can just glow their skin and they look beautiful. But definitely that beauty is always, it is not that it is not that beauty which gives them the real colors of life. It lies within them. It lies how cool and how wonderful they are at heart. This is how the beauty can be defined. It's not always the skin or the color which defines the beauty. It's always within you.
Very good, very good. It was a very short speech, but a very sweet speech. You know, you completed in 1 minute, 10 minutes, so you crossed the minimum time limit. You were absolutely right. You know, inner beauty is must. Very good. You know, I'm sure you'll go miles in Toastmasters. Do we have time for some more speakers, or what is the plan now?
We can have 2 more speakers.
2 more speakers. Very good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Toastmaster Sangeeta from Spirit of Women Toastmasters Club. She is also a new member.
Absolutely. Okay. Okay. Toastmaster Sangeeta. Okay. Can you hear me, Toastmaster Sangeeta?
I believe she has dropped out maybe due to some technical issue.
Is she there?
I do not think so.
Okay.
Toastmaster Sanchit, we can probably move to some other speaker.
Okay. Toastmaster Momina, would you like to participate?
Toastmaster Momina, are you able to hear me? Can you hear me? Is she there?
She's there, but
not here.
Okay. Toastmaster Astha, she wants to participate.
Okay.
She's from Andheri Auditors and she joined last month. So
Last month. Okay, I will give you a new, very easy subject to her. Toastmaster Asta, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Toastmaster Asta, what makes you happy? What makes you happy, Toastmaster Asta?
This is really a great subject because it makes a smile to my face. So there are 2 things that make me happy, and I'm sure those 2 things are common for like most of the people present here. The first thing is reading good books. Reading good books, like reading books, is like a fuel to my soul. It like reading a book takes me to another universe. I get to like after a long tiring day at work, I get to lead different lives. One day I'm an astronaut, the other day I'm a famous Hollywood superstar, and the third day I really get to like observe things, go to like mountains in different continents. So yeah, reading books is definitely that makes me happy because it transports me to different lands and it fills me with knowledge and wonder about new things that I did not know. And the second thing that brings me instant happiness again after a tough day at work is eating good food. So yeah, eating good food and getting that nourishment that my body needs, and just it's a way to connect with your body. So yeah, those are the 2 things that bring me a lot of happiness. I'm sure this is the case with all the members over here. And if not, I would like ask them to give this a chance, like after a long tiring day of work or college, have a cup of tea, a good book, and some order some really good food that you like. So thank
Very
you.
good, very good, Toastmaster Asta. You really hit the nail. You know, you spoke very clearly. You spoke on the subject. Okay. And if you ask me any suggestion, what I would say, instead of saying 2 things which make you happy, concentrate on one and give more examples. You said reading books, right? You just give the name of the book or name of the author which makes you happy. Okay, you were more generic. You said I have become an astronomer or a doctor. Be specific. You can just name any J.K. Rowling's book. That is enough. Okay, and then you can ask the audience to read it. Okay, instead of spending time on 2 things which makes you happy, focus on one thing and establish it more clearly. That is a very good attempt. You have got all the qualities to become a good table topic speaker.
Thank you for your feedback, sir.
Thank you.
All right, I think Toastmaster Momina is back. Toastmaster Momina, can you please confirm if you can hear
Yeah,
us?
yeah.
All right. So she's also new, but she's a very, very good orator. So I leave it to you, sir, to plan the topic for her. Thank you.
Toastmaster Momita, what's her name? She said.
It's
Momina.
Momina, sir. Momina.
Okay. Toastmaster Momina, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You are audible to me.
Okay. What pandemic has taught you? What pandemic has taught you, Toastmaster Momina?
Pandemic, if you say, it has taught me lessons of life. Every moment of this pandemic made us introspect what we should value in the life which Almighty has given us. Many times we become very ungrateful to the Almighty. But in this pandemic, we understood the value of every small thing which we have with us. Maybe it's a food, maybe the family time, maybe the job which we have with us. Because in this pandemic, I work as a social worker in the area. I saw people suffering because of food. They were on the street asking for the food. Seeing tears in their eyes really made me value what I have in my life. I will just give one incident I will narrate. I work in one area where I went with the 30 packets of food as they said we don't have anything. Once I reached there, I distributed and others came to know there was a long queue of 100 people asking food to me. And I said, I don't have, I'll bring it tomorrow. They were not ready to leave. They holded me like anything. Please give us something to eat. We are going to suffer. And you won't believe, next day I arranged 100 packets and went over there. And that is a satisfaction which I got. So pandemic has taught me so many things. It has changed me as a human being as more in this time. So thank you. Over to you.
Very good table topics delivery by Toastmaster Mamita. You really spoke very well. I know I couldn't believe that you're even new to Toastmasters, and your speech was even emotional. Okay, and definitely it was a very good table topic speech. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
So timer, are we on time?
Sir, any advice to improvise?
See, anybody can improve at any time. Even I have got a lot of things to improve. See, for given the length of experience, you have done well. As I told you, make the opening more dramatic. You can straight away describe the scene, where people were asking of food packers in the very first sentence.
Okay.
So that will have profound impact. See, that came in the maybe fourth or fifth line, right? Okay. If you just shift it and bring it in the opening, audience will be simply, blown away. They'll be listening to you with absolute attention.
Okay.
So that is how you progress it from the current level to the next level.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Very good. You have all those ingredients. Okay, the timer is 20 minutes past 1. You need to take a call, whether to stop it or to continue it. Or is it time for question and answer session?
It's time for the question and answer session, sir.
Very good.
Is there anyone specifically who wants to attempt the table topic? You could raise your hand or insert your name in the chat box.
Why don't we ask Toastmaster the day Abraham to take a chance?
Oh, that would be great.
He's a DTM, right?
Yes, he is.
So with a DTM, we have to give him a very difficult subject, So let us understand how he attempts it,
Okay, Mr. Subramanyam, DTM, Subramanyam, no problem.
Yes, okay. No, I see DTMs, that shows that they have a distinguished quality, right? So you can see the difference between a normal speaker and how your DTM speaks. Okay?
I have become stale and old.
No, sir, I have seen you. Okay. Toastmaster Abraham. I came, I saw, I lost. I came, I saw, I lost. Toastmaster Abraham.
Thank you, table topic master. I came, I saw, I lost. I remember when I went first for my interview in 1973 to Godrej Soaps Limited, Vikhroli. I was dreaming big. I saw some big company, big opportunities. My lifestyle will change and I'll become a very rich person sooner or later. I was dreaming big and I prepared myself for the interview very carefully. When my turn came, they asked me a lot of questions. Fortunately for me, I could answer most of it to my satisfaction, and I thought probably to the satisfaction of the board of interviewers. And I was asked to wait outside. There were many candidates. I was interviewed around 11 a.m. and I was provided lunch, and by 4 o'clock the results came, and some people were asked to come again after 1 week. So I knew that I was shortlisted. To cut the story short, I was selected, and that was my first job. It was a dream come true. I always shared my dreams with my parents and relatives, and they always cared for me to grow and achieve success in my life. So, fellow Toastmasters, I saw, I dreamed, and I achieved. What a wonderful way I moved forward in my career. I worked for 42 years and I have vast experience. I have worked as a sales manager, as a general manager, as a storekeeper. I know even central excise, sales tax. I'm a veteran of all the subjects. And of all the things, I mastered stock market. Now, today, I am a quite contented and a rich person, trying to work myself in the Toastmasters field to help one and all. I share and I care. Over to you, table topic master.
Okay, very good. Give you a big clap to him. He spoke really well. My only humble suggestion is, he spoke well. If you listen, the topic which I gave was, I came, I saw, I lost. See, if you notice it, the last word, it's not I conquered. What Shakespeare said, I came, I saw, I conquered. Had that been the topic, Toastmaster Abraham was absolutely on the dot, But here, what the last phrase is, I lost. So, but in the stories which he gave an example of how he won, right? So what he could have done, just add one sentence in the beginning. Contest, sir, I don't agree with your statement. I would still stick to the original statement of Shakespeare. I came, I saw, I conquered. And then everything fits in. You got me?
Perfect. You are right. I missed the point. Thank you.
You got it. So that is how you handle into contest. There will always be some twist. Okay, the judges, they will mark you down if you do not speak on this subject. He perfectly, all his examples were contra. So you have to make only one statement saying, I disagree. I would say I will go with Shakespeare. I conquered, finish. And
Yeah,
everything fits in.
Yeah, you are right. Perfectly right. Thank you for your advice.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Toastmaster GM Subramanyam, I have a question out here.
Sure.
So what if, like when I heard the topic, an idea popped in my head as well. And it was on lines of the lost being a sacrifice that you make.
Okay.
And then transitioning that story towards how even if it's a loss or a sacrifice, it was for the benefit of someone and that makes you happy. Do you think it's too convoluted as a storyline, or
no, you can take that stand. You can take that stand. Okay, for instance, see, when I was in Middle East, I was working in finance field, and I came to India and I wanted to join the IT industry. I had big hopes, but I failed in all the interviews. I lost. So that story fits in there. So you can, from that loss, I learned so many things. There may be good things even in your loss that you can add it.
Okay.
But you need to respond to the subject given to you. That has to be very clear. Got me?
Got it.
Any more questions?
If anyone has any questions, they can raise their hand or put it in the chat box. Otherwise, we can move on.
Toastmaster Subramanyam, can you give your number to everybody so that we can be in touch with you?
So I will just put it in the chat box. I'll just.
You just say, we will write it down.
9819
9819
651
651
385. So I put in the chat box. Okay.
Okay.
You can connect me with me offline, not a problem. More preferably in WhatsApp. Okay. We can always talk, discuss. Okay. And even there are so many things for me to learn from you. Okay.
Your friend, Ramanathan is my best friend.
Okay. He told me that both of you are from the same college, right? SAS.
No, we studied from 1958 together.
Very good. Absolute. Okay.
Subramanyam sir, there are only 9 digits, not 10 digits, sir.
Exactly. Even I'm confused with the same thing.
9819 Sorry. My apologies. I will tap again,
So, sir, I had a question.
Yes.
That I wanted to ask.
Yes.
All right. So there might be some topics actually. So when I've been attending meetings and listening, so there are some topics I know they are not very complicated, as in they don't ask about current events, but there are some words maybe in the English language which, according to some people, might be very common and that people might know, but then as a speaker you might or might not have heard the word. For example, lenity. So
Okay.
I understand that today, because the word was introduced, you asked us that. But what if I get this topic when I'm at a district conference and I'm suddenly very scared that, oh shit, I don't know what the word means.
Okay.
So in those situations, sir, what are your top 3 things probably that you would do to attempt a topic where you didn't even understand what the word means?
Okay. It's a very valid question, See, 2 years ago in Godbandha Toastmasters, one imaginative contest chair gave a subject saying action lights camera. Action lights camera. So for a normal contestant, it didn't mean anything to him. So what you can do if you don't understand it, you interpret it in your own way, and you make your interpretation open to all the section of the audience. My understanding is that lenity means kindness. Okay, my understanding lenity means reasonableness, something like that, whichever strikes to your mind. Okay, make the understanding clear. If you don't understand, be rest assured 90% of the audience would not have understood, because the average composition to a person, the IQ level is more or less the same. Okay, very few people would have understood it. So don't bother about it, but make your interpretation clean. Okay, so you can take a stand. As I said, you can very well say a statement, but make it clear to the audience. You got me?
So while I was, kind of doing my preparation for table topics, there's just one idea that struck my mind, and I just wanted your opinion on it. So I always thought that if I get a topic where I absolutely don't understand the context or what the word means, I can probably give it a direction saying that, half the things that happen in our life, we don't know everything about it.
Yes.
And then maybe take it in that direction.
Absolutely.
So do you think that's a good approach?
You can take any approach. You can even twist it. Okay. You can be very open also. This is the first time I am attending a table topics where I don't know the subject. So what do I do? So the whole audience will laugh. Don't worry. Okay. See, you have cracked a big thing. And then you see, if my memory serves right, I heard this word somewhere else, or I think. You can always say I think, in my opinion. You don't have to be exactly correct. See, nobody knows the entire dictionary very well. Understood? There's no one in this earth who knows the entire dictionary. Everybody is not Shashi Tharoor. Okay, so you can be an average person, but make your interpretation clear.
Yep. All right. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Any other questions?
Sir, adding to that, can we ask question like, what do you mean by the meaning of that word?
No. See, you are not supposed to ask any question to the contest chair. You have to, you can.
No, to audience, I'm saying to audience.
See, you have to ask very cleverly. Is there anyone in the audience who knows this meaning? Just raise your hand. Then you will see only 1 or 2 hands going up. Then you will say 99% audience doesn't know. So I belong to the 99% category. So you can be honest.
Okay.
See, just twist the situation to your advantage and let the judges realize that you are clever enough to respond to any question.
Okay, sir.
Okay. If the entire 99% raises the hand, means you can say, I belong to the unfortunate category. It doesn't matter, but I learned something new today. So again, every opportunity it is to your advantage.
Okay.
Okay.
We have a question in the chat box.
Okay.
From Rupesh Kadam. How to solve the problem of falling short of words while giving table topic speeches?
Okay, if I understood her question correctly, means she has got the ideas, but she's not able to express it. Am I right?
Yeah.
Isn't it? So the best way is in a table topic speech, you make it conversational. You speak as if you are talking to a friend. Okay. Remember, the grammar is only for 5% of the marks. You can express in a very simple language, as if you are talking to a kid, or as if you are talking to a friend. Okay. See, when you talk to your friend and when you talk to a parent, you don't fall short of words. You are able to express your ideas in some way or the other. So just talk it normally. Okay, even if you want to elaborate it, it doesn't matter. You may not get a perfect word for it, but you can at least get a word which is close enough and the audience understands it. And you can always take a short pause. You can take a pause for maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds, not a problem. Okay, but you should not go blank. So you should not give a look as if your deer is caught in front of a flashlight camera. Do not give the blank stare. ऐसा नहीं दिखाने के. Be very confident. Okay. Remember, 90% of the audience won't appreciate you.
Okay, thank you so much. Raj Bharat has raised his hand. Can we have a last question from Raj Bharat?
Yes, yes.
So, thank you, Sanjit. Sir, my question is, hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Hello. Sir, when we receive topic in contest or anywhere, we try to always align with the topic when we speak.
Okay.
And although duration is very short, just 1 to 2 minutes. Sometimes it happens that we try to align with the topics, but we realize after speaking 30 seconds or 40 seconds or 1 minute that I am not on track.
Okay.
And I feel little disconnect from the topic.
Okay.
So we feel challenged to overcome and come back to the topic again, so that we can align or we can close. We can be more close and we can be more connected to the topic which we receive.
Yes, yes.
So how is the possibility and how good or how easy or difficult it is to come back again to the track of the topic where we lost our track during a speech?
Okay. See, my advice to you, once you hear the subject, do not start speaking immediately. Just take a small pause of 10 to 15 seconds. Make your stand clear. Are you going to go with the subject or against the subject? If the subject is honesty is the best policy, you can say honesty is not the best policy. Make this decision very clear at the beginning. Otherwise, you will lose track. The problem is in table topics is only 1 to 2 minutes. For 1 minute till the green card comes, you say honesty is the best policy. And then suddenly if you change the track, the judge will say you are yourself confused. Okay, don't have a confused attitude, have a clear attitude. It may be right or wrong, it doesn't matter. Okay. If the topic is truth shall prevail, you can say which stupid fool said that. You can take a contra opinion, but have a perfect point to prove it. Have a perfect story or incident. Because as I said, the opening sentence is the most critical. There you get 50% of the marks in the structure. If the opening sentence itself, if you're going to contradict it in the body, then you're contradicting yourself. It's too late to recover. You take the pause for 15 seconds, absolutely okay. But be very clear.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sanjit.
Any other?
If we have any more questions, we can forward it on the number. That's when it's already 1:30. So
okay. So let me give my closing statement. I hope my session was helpful to all of you. Okay, as I said, I am not a professional guru on table topics. I'm still learning it. Okay, I shared my structured approach, and I believe it will be helpful to all of you. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. So I'll hand over back to Adriana now.
Thank you so much, Tisman Sanchez, for being the host and for ensuring that everyone has got a fairly equal opportunity towards participating. Thank you so much, Toastmaster GM Subramanyam. I've never seen an approach like this in the probably 12, 13 educational sessions that I've attended in my time at Toastmasters, and it has been very lively, very interactive. The entire approach of having it interactive to understand where exactly people falter in their thought process has made the concept much more clearer. So definitely really appreciate it. Couldn't have had a better keynote speaker for us, being very honest about it. Thank you so much for your presence. I would request our VP Education to share um, a certificate as a token of appreciation. We normally, would do it more with an award, more so in a physical meeting, but virtually we are having e-certificates. So it's with great pleasure that I present the same to you. Thank you so much
Thank,
for being our speaker,
thank you
and
so much. Thank you
thank you
so
so much
much.
for sharing all your insights. We will reach out to you. I believe we'll even conduct a Q&A in our club and collate all questions and send the same to you probably in a more structured manner so you could address them at your convenience.
Yes, yes, I can do that. See, I have some more session lined up in the next 1 month. I'm
Cool.
having sessions with Pune Toastmasters next Friday, then Mullen Toastmasters in 27. Ahmedabad Toastmasters has called me. So at least there are 4, 5 sessions lined up. What I can do, I will share the link with you. You can pass it on
Yes.
to interested members.
Yes, I would do
Okay.
that. Definitely,
Thank you.
definitely. So
Okay.
thank you
Thank
so
you so
much,
much.
Toastmaster Suman. With this, we officially adjourn our meeting. Thank you, everyone, for being a wonderful audience. As the theme suggests, we have loved this session. We have learned from this session. And let's go ahead and lead not just our table topics, but those who are participating in it as well towards being a better speaker. With that, I would request